So that was the brutal intro drum fill from the song Forgotten by Lamb of God, drummed by the rather beardy Chris Adler. And in this video drum lesson, I'm going to show you how to play that intro drum fill. Before we get started though, let me talk to you a little bit about Chris Adler himself. He's quite a weird drummer, quite unique. I believe he was self-taught initially and started quite late in life. And so he has a unique way of playing the drums. He does a lot of left-handed stuff, for example. And the way he plays his double bass drum pedal, his single foot technique, as well as his double bass drumming technique, is quite unorthodox and quite interesting to take a look at. I think he comes up with some really nutty parts, and this is a great double bass drum lick, which we'll get into now. So let's take a look at the one bar intro drum fill right now. So the first half of the drum fill features 30-second notes, and Chris is playing a classic double bass drum lick through those 30-second notes known as the quad. Now I'm sure if you're a metal drummer or you've got a double bass drum pedal, you've either heard of or have played before the quad. It's a real common pattern. Right left on the hands and then right left on the feet. 4 notes played smoothly. I actually play left right on the feet because I'm left footed. And I find that practicing this lick works better on the floor tom because the floor tom and bass drum sound quite like each other, and so you can hear if it's flowing or not. So here's the quad, right left foot foot. I'm sure you've heard that before. The quad. And what Chris does is he plays this quad pattern through the first half of the bar. So beats 1 and 2, we're playing 30-second notes, and because we can fit 8 30-second notes per beat, we can fit 2 of each of those quad patterns in each beat of the bar. So the first 4 notes take up the first half of the beat, and then the second 4 notes, the second quad if you like, take up the second half of the beat. So we're playing the quad pattern 4 times, in other words, and it takes up 2 beats of the bar. So if we were to play up to tempo, it's around this sort of tempo. Here's the beat, the quarter notes. So we just count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're playing 8 notes per click, 30-second notes, this sort of tempo. So brutally fast. And then we've got to play quad through that. Again, a bit sloppy. So that's the tempo we're playing at. We're playing quads at this tempo. So what Chris does is he plays, he moves the hands around the kit. So the first quad we're playing left, right. So each of these quads, by the way, are being played left-handed. This is how Chris plays it. I'll talk about another way you can play it later on, but for now let's look at the way Chris plays it. Left, right, foot, foot, snare drum, floor tom, foot, foot for the first quad. He then moves the left hand up to the high tom, or medium tom, whatever you want to use. I use the high tom, and then plays another left, right, foot, foot. And then it gets repeated, so the left hand then moves back down to the snare drum, and we get left, right, foot, foot, and then again high tom, floor tom, left, right, foot, foot. And that's the 4 sets of quads. The left-right is necessary if we want to play the drums that Chris plays. He plays snare, floor to start off with, and if we're playing right-left, we'd have to cross our hands over, which is quite tricky. So another way you could play that would be to play instead, not quite going to sound exactly the same, but will be very similar because we've got the snare drum hit on beat 1 and on beat 2, which we want to kind of keep in there because that stands out from the rest of the drums. We can play right, left, instead of playing the floor tom, play the high tom at the beginning. Right, left, foot, foot, and then right, left here, foot, foot, and then repeat. Play it right-handed. This is the way Chris actually plays it though. He plays it left-handed. So a little bit tricky if you're not used to leading with the left hand, but worth the practice because it's good fun. And the way that quad lick ends, so I've just explained to you that the first half of the bar is taken up with those 4 sets of quads. He then rolls straight into a splash cymbal on beat 3. So the last quad is played left, right, we're up on the high tom, left, right, foot, foot. And what happens is Chris plays another bass drum foot right after it. So we actually get 3 bass drum notes in a row for the last quad. So I play it left, right, left, right, left. You'd play left, right, right, left, right. So you've got to get smooth at playing 3 bass drum notes in a row with the double bass drum pedal. Now I'm no expert at double bass drum, but once the lick starts to flow, it happens naturally for me. If I have to think about it too much, I start to mess up. But I certainly need to practice double bass drumming a bit more. And one of the things you need to practice getting good at is playing 3 notes in a row, because it has loads of uses. You could play left, left, right at the ends. Sorry, in your case, right, right, left, or left, right, right. If you want to use a double on the bass drum pedal instead of playing 3 singles. But I think the 3 singles sounds better and more powerful, so that's how I recommend you play it. So, at the end of the 3 notes, we hit the splash cymbal. You can use a crash cymbal instead. I haven't got a splash in this kit, so I'm going to use a crash. So the last quad we play, and by the way, hit it with your left hand, because we're then going to move straight to the snare drum for some more 30-second notes, starting with the right hand. So it makes sense to hit that crash or splash with your left hand, not your right. Otherwise, your right hand has to do a lot of work and has to move really fast. It's more natural if you hit with your left hand. And if you think about it, your left hand was leading the quads. That crash cymbal falls on beat 3, which is where you'd start another set of quads with your left hand anyway. So your left hand doesn't feel uncomfortable really once you get used to this movement, because it's just continuing the left hand lead, but it's hitting the crash or splash at the beginning instead of starting another quad. Hope that makes sense. So up to that point we get this. So we've got to get that smooth to start off with. The rest of the drum fill is relatively simple after that, and we go back to our old friends, the hand-foot combinations that we're more familiar with. We've got a grouping of 6, starting on the E of beat 3. So after that left-handed crash splash, whatever you want to use, your right hand is then going to come back in on the E of 3 and play a grouping of 6, 4 on the hands, 2 on the feet. So right, left, foot, foot. Classic. Naturally play through triplets, of course. Lends itself naturally because it's a grouping of 6. But we're going to play 4 on the hands, 2 on the feet, and then we're going to continue the 30-second notes into beat 4, where we play a quad, right, left, foot, foot. And then we're going to roll straight into a crash cymbal and snare drum together. So the quad ends with a snare and crash together. Now each 30-second note takes up a single 16th note. So starting from the E of beat 3 after the crash splash, we get E and then on the bass drum, and then 4 E and we don't come in with the groove that happens next until beat 1 of the next bar. So there's a little gap at the end after that final snare and crash, but because the tempo is quite fast, you don't really feel the gap. So the second half of the bar slowly, and it's a bit tricky to count 30 seconds, but I'll give it a go. Let's start with the left hand on the crash cymbal. So let's try a tempo around here. 3 E and 4 E and count myself in. So this is the tempo of the quarter notes. And 3 and 4 and 3 E and 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and 3. Let's now try and play the whole bar slowly. So this is the tempo I want to play it at for you to start off with. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and quite painfully slow. Let's try a little bit faster now. Hit and miss with the tightness of the groove there, but Hopefully you can get the idea. Obviously I need to practice that a little bit more myself to get it to sound smoother. But that's the whole drum fill for you. So I hope you found that useful. Please sign up to my Facebook page. Well, not sign up, just press the like button. You know how it works. There's a link beneath this video for that. Do also check out my Drum Masters Video Song Pack, which is my DVD, 6 DVD drum pack, which I post around the world, containing hundreds of video drum lessons. There's also a link beneath this video for that as well, so please do check out if you haven't already. Thank you very much for your ongoing support, watching my videos, liking, commenting. I appreciate all the support, helping me to grow this business that I started a few years back. And I'm very, very grateful to everybody that all my Drums to Word fans and fellow drummers that help me out and support me. So thank you very much for that. Anyway, enough waffling. See you next time. Happy drumming.